Hi, everybody. It's Karen Friedland here. So glad to see you today. I got a little delayed because I was having a CAT scan done, and I'm fine, but with all the subways and all that, I couldn't make it home quite as quickly as I hoped. But I'm here now, and there's been so many exciting things happening, and I'm really anxious to share with you what I'd like to show you today. But first, I'd like to tell you about the exhibition that I had last night. I was one of 7 neighborhood artists, community artists, who are part of an exhibition launching or opening the new offices for Assembly Person Rodneyce Bichotte, and she's for the 42nd District in New York, and she's our representative in Albany. And she's a delightful young woman of Haitian descent, but she's American, and she's just great, great, great. And so she's got these cool new offices with lots of blank white walls. And so last night we opened the exhibit, as well as, sorry guys, should have turned off my phone. Opened the exhibit as well as launching her new office. So I want to show you a picture. I don't know how to do it as a slide, but this is my Instagram post. I have 3 paintings there. That's me and Assembly Person Bichotte. And she's just really cool and adorable, as you can see. And we had a great time last night. So that was wonderful. And if you want to go and see the pieces, they're going to be there for 3 months, so they'll be there a long time. And she's at 1312 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, and that's right near Foster. So please come in over any time and go and see that artwork. And it's very varied work by different artists from the community. So that was really cool. The other thing I wanted to show you, some of the things I've been doing. I've been working in alcohol inks a lot. And so I wanted to show you some of the things I've been doing. And this piece I finished just a couple of days ago. And I think it's pretty dynamite. I haven't decided which direction to hold it, but I think it's a very cool piece. And boy, I wish I could figure out how to do that again. I guess that's what they mean when they say one of a kind. And here is another piece that I've done in alcohol inks. And I'm just about to make a bunch of pendants and trivets and maybe some coasters with the alcohol ink. I am going to try working on aluminum foil, and we'll see how that'll work out for the pendants. I'm going to try that after we get off today, but all the light that comes through from the reflection from the foil is pretty cool. And so that's another one. And here's one that is kind of in progress. This one had a lot of ink on it, and I wasn't mad for it. And I used it to print from, but I kind of like it still. And so I think I'm going to go back and work into it again and see if I can make it wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So that's what I've been working on. Please tell me, hi, Maria. You're here from Australia. How great. What part of Australia? My daughter studied in Melbourne Uni. And so we went there to visit her. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to talk about color. And this may be very basic for many of you because I know you're experienced artists and you've worked with paint and color for a long time. but there are those of you for whom this is kind of new. And I realized as I was planning what to talk about today that all the other things I wanted to present to you were all about color, and that if people didn't know the basics, that they would have, some problems with it. So I went into my Art Sparks cards and I found these are the cards I created. They're creative project cards, if you haven't seen them. They have my artwork on one side. Here, I'll show you a few of them. Oh, this is the one that was in the photograph with Assemblyperson Bishop last night. And so on one side it's got my artwork, and on the other side so if you have the cards, you can check for card number okay, number 20. That's the one we're going to work with today. If you don't have the cards, you can go on my website and buy them. They make a terrific gift. They come in this very cute organza bag, purple with polka dots. Love it. Anyhow, I love purple. So does my granddaughter. So we're alike like that. And so you can follow along, and they are great fun for working by yourself, or if you're a teacher, they're great to have ideas for your class. I also have art therapists and other kind of therapists who have been using them. So they're cool cards. This card we're working with today is card number 20, and it says Talking Color. Our primary colors are red, blue, and yellow, and that's what I want to talk about today. We're going to make a color wheel. And a color wheel is just a way to lay out the relationships of color, and so that this will make it easier as you learn about the colors. It'll make it easier for you to understand the relationship. So I'm going to angle this down. You're not going to see much of me anymore, but you should be able to see my paper, and that's the important thing. So if you bought a tube of paint and you wanted to be real basic, a box of paint, and you wanted to be real basic, if you bought only 5 tubes, you would be able to make every color there is. The reason is, if you have the 3 primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow, you can mix every color. The other 2 that you would need to really make every shade and tone would be black and white, but we're not going to talk about them too much today. So I'm kind of creating a circle chart for us, and I will put in the primary colors, which I've already put out on a palette here. And because red is my most favorite, I'm going to do that first, and we'll put red right up here on what is my top, your bottom. All I did was use bottle caps to make the circles, and I cut an old credit card to make the quasi squares. So there we have red. If you want to follow along and make this, please feel free. Because I'm painting each one in, it's going to be a little slow, and you should have time to paint them in as well. I should have sprayed this so it stayed more fluid. This yellow paint is giving me a little bit of problems. Okay, so we have red. Now we're going to have yellow. And I have the primaries here. I've put them in the circles. So the primaries are going in the circles, and then we'll talk about the other colors that are going in the rounded squares. So there's yellow. And I'm trying to find as pure colors of these as I can. You may find a little purer as you go through your paint collection, but you'll get the idea. And here's blue. So these are our primary colors, and primary colors cannot be made by mixing any other colors with them. Okay, so you always need red, blue, and yellow in your paint selection so that you can mix all the other colors from them. Okay, so then my rounded squares are going to be the secondary colors, and the secondary colors are made by combining a mixture of the two next to them. So these I have to put out because I didn't put them out yet. When we mix together red and blue, you will get violet or purple. So that's what's going up here. Between red and blue, we'll have our violet, our purple. And I hope you will mix these colors on your own. I'm just taking them out of the bottle now for expediency's sake, because I want to get this done in a reasonable amount of time, but so you can see all the colors. See where we're going. So blue and red mixed together make purple. That's a secondary color. Then I always hit the top of my paint bottles upside down to get the paint to, especially when it's slow moving like this, to get it to come to the top. And also always blot your brush after you've washed it. Oh, this is not very clean. Purple can be a hard color to wash out sometimes. There we go. So when we mix red and yellow, we get orange. Don't you love orange? It just always makes me really cheerful. Orange is just one of those colors. You can never be sad when you're around orange. Hi, Ilana. Hey, Kathy. Oh, I'm so impressed. I have friends from all over the world, from Australia and France and Mississippi. I know it's not a different country, Kathy, but you're representing the U.S. So the next color we're going to mix is blue and yellow. And when they're mixed together, they make green. So that's the last one we're going to add to this chart right now. So right now you have red and blue, which make purple, blue and yellow, which make green, and yellow and red, which make orange. Once you know these relationships and these colors, it sets you on your way for anything else you'd like to make and to mix. Now, we know that these are the primaries. Oh, I am going to have to, they're the ones on that Y. And I'm going to take a different color so we can see the secondary colors. And they get Y of their own. Of course, this is, my paint is all still wet. So I should have done this on a different one. Hate to get the ruler all smushy, but here we go. Smushy it is. And my hands are still kind of shaky from my broken wrist. Still not back in shape, but I'm managing. So here we've got another Y. With the secondaries. These are secondary. Secondary colors. And I'm just one of those people, years of being a teacher. I like to give people terminology. So there you can see we've got the primaries. They're connected by the 3 black lines, and the secondaries, which are connected by the 3 red lines. But if you look at the wheel, you see that the colors opposite each other, red and green, purple and yellow, and orange and blue, are also connected. Now these colors are called complements. And a complementary color is, here, I'm going to do it with a marker. Complementary colors are colors that are the strongest contrast that exist. So when you have red next to green, that's as strong a contrast as you can get. And when you have orange next to blue, that's the strongest contrast. And purple next to yellow, that's the strongest contrast. And when you have these contrasts next to one another, they work to brighten the color that's next to them. So if you have red and in your painting or even in your wardrobe, and you want to make it look brighter, well, we all know Christmas colors and how bright they are. Well, you put green next to the red and right away it's going to look brighter. When you've got a purple skirt on, if you want to really jazz it up and make it brighter, wear a yellow top, because they are complements and the strongest contrast. And the same is true with blue. If you have a kind of dark or dull blue and you want to get it to really pop, put orange next to it, and you'll see both of them very vividly. The other thing that complements mean is that when you mix those 2 colors, when you mix blue and orange, or yellow and violet, or green and red, they make mud. So if you want to have brown, mix those in your paintings, mix the complements in the paintings. If you don't, and you want to keep your colors clean, keep away from mixing those colors. Let your orange dry before you add blue to it so that the hues don't mix. So that's a basic color wheel. Now between all of these colors, if you mixed purple and red in varying quantities, you would get a lot of shades of different colors. And I think I have a color wheel that demonstrates that here. And so if you mix the secondary color, like orange, with the primary yellow, you get all the shades and a lot more in between. So I recommend that you spend some time playing with mixing colors and see all the colors you can mix. And in fact, oh, I lost my card number 20. Here we are on the Art Sparks card. That's what's on the back of it. It's one of my paintings. And so it says, use your creativity to depict the color wheel in a different way. One of the ways I like to do it is I love to make flowers out of color wheels, and you can make your petals all different ranges of tertiary colors, or you can make a butterfly, or you could make a long caterpillar with each section of the caterpillar having a different color. And so I recommend that you take some time and play with the colors, or you can make a color wheel like this one. And if you want to learn more about the color wheel, you can go onto my website, and I hope you'll subscribe to my mailing list so you'll know about things that are coming up, like my upcoming holiday sale on the 8th and 9th of December. But whether you do or not, there is a free course that you can get while you're on my website that is all about the color wheel. So I hope you found this informative, and I had a great time being here, and it's so nice to see you all. And I look forward to, I wish all my American friends, I know not all of you are Americans, but I'm wishing my American friends a nice Thanksgiving. I'm going to be in Ireland because we're going to my daughter's, Samara's, graduate school graduation, and we're very excited about that. And then we're going to Paris for the weekend, and we're going to see my good friend Alana, who's here. And so we're very excited about that. But I hope you all have a great holiday, and if you don't have a holiday, have a great week. Thanks for coming. See you next time.